you folks, Winston here again, here from Tales from the East Stand, and today I'm delighted to be joined by none other than one of Robert's best defenders over the last few decades, and still a very popular fellow with the supporters. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Terry Palmer. Terry, welcome along.
Thank you. Delighted to be on.
Lovely. Right, now listen, I suppose we'll mostly be talking about the 99-2000s season in this interview, and that's the one you won Player of the Year. That was your second season at the club, and we just moved from Tolka to Santry.
Okay, yeah, you have a better memory than me, but yeah, I'll give you that.
I can't remember yesterday. This is on the cuff. But yeah, would you look now? When we ask any of the players or fans, right, they nearly all say the same thing: that Martin Stadium was Cat Melogen, right?
Yeah.
And with the acrobatics track around and the football and all that, how did you find that?
Yeah, it was difficult. It was a tight little bumpy pitch, as Richardson called it. It was like an upturned egg carton on a postage stamp or something. So it was, it was difficult, and the way we wanted to play didn't suit. Now, as a defender, it didn't mind too much because it was a lot tighter, so not as much running as you. Like, I look at Tala now. I never got to play in Tala, but I look at now and there's wide open spaces there. Yeah. So now the other thing on it was Santry was I'm from Raheny, living in Portmarnock now, so Santry was convenient, and we used to go into Swiss Cottage afterwards, so it wasn't all bad. The pitch itself and the way the fans were far away, like they didn't have the influence on matches that they would have had to say in Tolka Park. Like,
you're right on top of them all.
Right on top, yeah, and definitely there was they couldn't influence things as much, and the ball was out of play all the time, and yeah, it's when you were trying to chase a game, it was very difficult to get any momentum because the others all just had to kick the ball and there'd be someone chasing it down the running track or chasing it wherever it would go into behind something. So that bit wasn't great.
Derek Tracy told us, right, that you'd be trying to win the ball on the touchline and you'd end up with a long jump. I mean, that's nonsense, yeah.
Yeah, there was a bit of that, all right, yeah.
How did you fare out?
Say again, sorry?
How did you fare out? Did you break any records or that? No.
It was the long jump, or the high jump was my one, yeah.
The high jump, right.
Yeah.
I've always called your father Mr. Palmer out of respect, right? I always say, Mr. Palmer, God be good to him. But what did he have to say about Santry, watching you out there? Did he give out?
Well, again, similar to everyone else and the fans. Like he was away on the far terrace, or he was probably getting on a bit, so he'd probably have to come into and sit in the stand just to rest the legs. But yeah, it was the same. It wasn't a football stadium. So it was what it was. We had no real option. We had played everywhere else. Those we hadn't played, we would subsequently went and played them. So it was a means to an end. And at that stage, like, Tala was being built, so we were going to be in shortly. Now, obviously, that didn't happen. So,
well, famous last words, huh?
Yeah. I was out with my dad at the turn of the sod out in Tala then, whatever year that was, and. Yeah, it was only going to be a year or two, 18 months, and he never got to see it, like many people.
But I'm sure, like the rest of them, they're all looking down now, huh?
Yeah, very much so.
And liking what they see.
Yeah, no, I'd say he's well pleased now. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned him earlier on, but like other big names in the club was of course the departure of Mick Bourne. And then Damien Richardson come in, Rico, right? Now I think he must have been hit by a thesaurus as a child, because you look at his program notes. It'd be like reading Ulysses or James Joyce or Mark Twain or something. So what I'd like to do, Terry, if you'll indulge me, I want to play a little quick game with you, right? And,
okay.
It's called Rico or Twain. right? Mark Twain.
Right, yeah.
Right, so I read you out a quote, and you tell me if you think it was Rico or if it was actually a quote from Mark Twain.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Okay, so the Nile is just a river in Egypt.
Now, both would have said, I'm going to say Rico.
It was actually Mark Twain, but I can edit that out, so you won't lose any face. It's always the same sometimes. No,
Rico.
Point.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Always the same sometimes.
Yeah, I remember that one, yeah.
It takes two to tango, but for the tango to show its exhilaration, you need two people performing it.
Rico.
Yeah, I think he spent too many nights in Annabelle's, did he?
Yeah. Can you imagine being in a dressing room and listening to that? And some of the lads you'd look over and the glazed look would go over their faces. What is this fella? Like they lost him from the first sentence, but he liked the sound of his own voice, so he kept at it.
Right, here's one. If it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat two frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first.
Oh, that's Twain.
Very good.
Yeah.
2 3. Although you do have to second guess when you're listening.
Yeah, because he could easily have said something like that. Yeah.
And this is the last one here, Terry. It goes, if the remnants of my classical education at the sometimes not so tender hands of the Christian brothers of Dunor Avenue and Drimna Castle serve me correctly, it was that Greek playmaker of old, Euphicrates, who stated that the misfortune of the wise is better than the prosperity of the fool.
Rico.
I think there's only one answer there, isn't there, Rico?
Yeah.
Jeez, that's a mouthful. That's like a dissertation that they do in the college.
I'd say, like, he must have spent all week with the, as you said, with the thesaurus, looking up words, trying to confuse everyone, but it worked. So
it certainly confused me. You know? Well, look, that was a bit of skit, you know. I mean, don't mean any harm, you know.
He's
just a bit of skit.
He'd say the same thing.
He'd probably say it more eloquently than we ever could.
Than both of us, yeah, possibly so, yeah.
Now, have you any memories of the 1999 pre-season friendlies? Yeah, we had St Johnston in Newbridge, which was Shane Robinson's debut at the age of 17, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
Right, then there was the Boca Juniors youth team. So I suppose that's the Boca Juniors.
Yeah.
You know, and then a trip to Neenan Park in Cardiff, where we both mentioned the score.
Yeah, well, that's the one I do remember, because they were going up the championship. I think they just gotten promoted. And they'd been back in pre-season, whatever they'd been, 5 or 6 weeks, and we might have done a week or two, but it was the warmest day of the year. It was 100 degrees, and those lads were flying, and we were blown after 10 minutes. It really was. It was hard work, and I remember the fullback getting the ball, just beyond his own corner flag. And myself, I don't know who I was playing with as the back, but we said, okay, we got a breather here. We try and box them in. He got the ball and he threw it over all our heads. Centre forward ran in, scored another goal, and we're left looking at each other going, this is going to be a long day. And it was a long day. It was a great night, though.
I can imagine.
We obviously we got well beaten, and nobody was happy. Obviously, we got well beaten, but it was there was, because it was part of it was the bonding that we, because there was some new players in.
I like that.
And had to send a few lads of the senior pros to have a little chat, and so the bonding worked. I'll leave it at that. The football mightn't have worked, the bonding worked.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Did you? I didn't know, but Willie Caballero played in goal for Pocket that night in Tonga Park.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Only in Liberty was. But Darrow had the better of him, 2 goals.
Yeah. I don't remember much about that now. I do remember playing them all right. But I didn't know that. There you go. Yeah.
There you are now. Full of the old facts. Right, now, so look, Rovers finished 5th that season, missing out on the Intertoto Cup place, but just by 1 point behind UCD. Now, how do you feel the Hoops performed, and were you happy with your own progression as a player?
Yeah, well, obviously, Rovers, going to Rovers, you're expecting to be winning things, or at least challenging to win things. So that bit was disappointing. The fact that new manager came in and was being in his own style, which did take a while.
Yeah,
so that bit wasn't surprising, and he brought in some of his own players. But obviously I won Player of the Year, so I didn't have a bad year. So it was the first year I really cemented my place in the side. The first year had been tricky settling in. I played in midfield for a while in the first year, and whatever I am, I'm not a centre midfielder.
Right.
So it was it was personally, it wasn't a bad season, but again, you want to be up there challenging, which we did a few times while I was there, but it was the likes of that Morton Stadium and moving from here to there and training, like that was another huge issue. Like we were training the side of roads. There was nothing. You look at the professional setup now and compared it to us. You'd see better. You'd see better up in the Phoenix Park with the setup that we had at times. But that was the way it was. Unfortunately that's the way it was.
That's the way
just had to get on with it.
But the dedication was there still, but.
Oh yeah, well everyone was like it was dream of mine to play for Rovers, so we were playing for Rovers, so that wasn't lacking, and everyone else was the same. Like they didn't want to. Like you spoke to Derek. If Derek had offers to go elsewhere, and I could have after subsequently gone elsewhere, but no, again with Tallaght being built, it was there. We weren't far off it.
It was in touching distance.
Yeah. But it was just obviously we all know what went on, and it dragged on for so long, and there was some problems on and off the park there, which unfortunately it was just the time we were at it. 10, 15 years later, and we would have been walking out in Tallaght every week in front of, well, not at the moment, but in front of a big crowd on a perfect pitch and training up in Roadstone with the great facilities. And even I was up watching Portmarnock under 12s were playing Rovers under 12s team there just this evening, and just like Rovers, the underage setup is spectacular.
Second to none.
Yeah, but some of the players and some of the play, I saw them at the weekend at the under. The year below at the weekend just happened to be there's a strong future there.
It's great, isn't it? It's great to see
it is great.
Come up and being nurtured, you know.
Yeah.
Look, I used to be a bit of managing myself, so I know a thing or two about a thing or two, you know. and like you're up there and you see some of the lads and you'd love them on silky smooth football and great touches, you know.
And they're all trying to play the right way and do things the right way. Like even I was listening to some of the coaches, and it's the right thing. They're getting a proper schooling in football, and even they're deceived. And Aaron Green was there; he was one of them, and Robbie Keane was there. But I think his young lad might have been playing. I don't know if he was actually coaching. But the lads are getting they're getting a proper grounding and foundation. So yeah, the future is bright.
Speaking of good players. Yourself, when you won the Player of the Year, what do you remember most about the ceremony? Where was it held, and were you surprised to win the award?
Yes, I was surprised. What do I remember most? I was actually the lad sent me the text of the weekend.
No.
Sorry,
not the night afterwards. No, the ceremony itself.
I don't remember much. I tell you, my memory would be great things like that. When I was talking to my mother the weekend, because the text came in and I was talking to her, she would remember. Maybe if I put you on to her, she would tell you what.
Well, we do that. We do an interview with Mrs. Palmer gladly.
Because I was going. Do you remember whatever year it was? And she was there, and so I had it off. And next thing I get a text that she's found a trophy, and actually
no way.
So it would have been up in the attic, or it's up in my old room is where it was. But no, she would, and obviously my dad would have been delighted. It would have been a big thing for him. But like when you're playing these things, I coach kids now. They're much younger, but it's over so quick. You don't really get to appreciate it when you're there. You don't take the time to appreciate it, and it's only when you're gone. Like I've stopped playing. What age am I now? 15 years. But if
you look great for 15.
Now, what's that?
You look great for 15.
That's it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, the rest is all right. Yeah. But if you have, you need to, like that. I would say that to the lads now, what they're obviously successful, winning the league and winning the cup before, but it's the appreciate it properly. Like you don't know what's going to happen in football and what. Like as I said, I signed for Rovers, the turning of the sod in Tala. It was only going to be months away, and sure, we never got to see it at all. There's Derek Tracy, never played a home game really. Many years was he there? 15, 16 years.
That's gas.
Yeah. We were talking, like Derek lives near me, so I was talking to him recently, and we were talking about all the home grounds we played in. And Jesus, the list went on from obviously all the Dublin ones, but even down to Cork. The home match against Cork, whatever year that was, and out in Bray and out in UCD, and every ground. It was it was just different times. So you just you've no regrets. You like to won things, but you got to put on the green and white jersey. Not many can say that, so
that's it.
You have to appreciate it.
It's a privilege denied to many. Isn't it really? Mm-hmm. So yeah. I've been told here to ask: Did you hear who Rovers got in the Champions League draw the other day? The Slobodan Navratilova, right? Now,
Slovan Bratislava, yeah.
That's the one. Now that might bring back memories of our own European adventure. 2002 in the Swedens, and you were there on the bench for your Gardens. Or their Gardens, but the Swedish team. But anyway, the 2003 Intertoto Cup, you played all 4 of them games against other coleslaw and slow down lead to bricks. Yeah. There must have been a good time in Poland and the Slovakias. That must have been great.
The Poland one in particular was very good, because we won at home. I think we were first. So certainly first of all, we're saying we could have first Irish team to win home and away in 20 odd years. So the trip to Poland was good. We came back, we beat them here at home as well, and then out to Slovan Liberec. It was just probably a step too far. I think we'd done our celebrating the week before, so it was just the legs were gone a bit. But it's some great European trips.
Was there much bonding going on?
Well, certainly the first, that Poland in Odra, and the fans joined us in the hotel afterwards, so there was a bit of bonding, yes.
Well, that's what you need. That's what you need.
Yeah.
Now, come here, we don't normally do a mailbag section here.
Okay.
But we have one here. It's from a lovely fella. I'll just share the screen so I can show you him. Mark Turner, you're a lovely fella. Look at him. Butter wouldn't melt. He says, Proud Rovers member here. Ask Terry, does he remember all the kids that used to come in and wreck his head every day when he worked in the bank in the Northside Shopping Centre?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, I remember all of those lads, yeah.
Well, Marky's probably one of them.
Was he one of them? Yeah, there was a good few of them. They were Bobby Best's lads. So Bobby worked, obviously had the photo place, and he brought the ball boys to Morton Stadium. So they all came. I don't know how many of them there was. The lads used to come in, which didn't bother me. It was a distraction from not working yet.
Right. So these days you're operations director. I beg your pardon. Of Ocean Finance. Now that's not a division of Ocean Electrical. Sure, it's not. That's
no.
They sell lamps and stuff, I think. As far as I know, I'm not too sure. Now, Ocean Finance. You've worked in the financial sector for nearly 20 years. Now, that's almost as long as I'm following Rovers. Now, with the lack of security in the League of Ireland, do you always know, or did you always know that you'd need something to fall back on? You know, just as things were getting the time you'd hang up your boots.
I knew it from well before then. I was involved in the PFAI. Still am to a degree. So, like, I would see what was coming across the desk. A lot of clubs. Like around that time, we were competing against Shells full time and Bowes full time, and even Pats were thrown. So there was money being thrown around. But I remember talking to lads, and they'd been offered whatever it was, X amount. And I said, well, that's well and good. You'll get that for the first 4 weeks or 6 weeks. But if you're not winning games, you won't get it after that. Because it was done. It was on the back of 20 major was your contract. You know, there was nothing. There was no security. So, no, I was like, football wise, I wasn't one of these wonder kids, you know, that was at 12-year-old destined for something big. I developed late, so I was unlikely to go to England to make proper money. So I had to look at other avenues. So yeah, the financial sector was one I went into, and I set up my own business then, whatever that was, 20 odd years ago. I'm still at it for my sins.
Well, I'll tell you, Paul Marnick, you're doing all right. You know, something's going well for you. I've heard a rumour that Roddy Collins lost all of his savings in a pyramid scheme. Now, I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody, but that's just on the grapevine. But look, I said, no better fella to what happened there, huh?
You said it.
I will say it.
We won't get into Roddy. That's another podcast discussing Roddy and his time at Rovers.
There's not enough internet in the world for that one. This is my last question, Terry, and it's a share screen again, right? And I don't know if you're aware of this. I did browse the tabloids. Nothing, you know, just it's like to veg out, you know. I wouldn't be a Guardian reader now or any of that kind of. I'm not Rico, you know. But I came across something extremely interesting, and I just shared it with you there. This first one, I found this very strange. It says dating sites in Dunleary might leave you in surprise. Now, I'm a happily married man, so I'm not really into that kind of stuff. And I don't watch the Friends neither. But the next one, I have to say, I fell for this, Terry. I fell for the incredible €30 Japan knife. It's taken Dublin by storm. Guys, it's great. That's a fantastic knife. There's a picture of Parsons there before he manscapes himself. I'm not a big fan of Kenny. I didn't even know what a Kenny Clarkson was. But lo and behold, look what's underneath it.
Oh, I see what you're looking at now. Yeah,
your Irish bank sell your mortgage protection or life insurance. And I said, lo and behold, there he is, the bowl himself. Huh?
Good looking lad, all right, yeah.
I tell you. Yeah. But there, yeah, do you ever get recognised for that now? As much as
I do. I'll tell you a story on that one. So that's mortgage protection. I don't do it. I don't do anything about it. But we had a good looking blonde, and we were advertising, and we were getting certain stuff in. And for some reason, we had a photo shoot, and there was a few photos taken, and my one went in. And for some reason, my stupid face seemed to work. I must have honest looking face or something. I don't know what it is.
But I trust you.
But I prefer the good looking blonde. The truth be told. But yeah, those there, they appear on the bottom of dodgy websites. So I'd be careful when you see me showing up.
I must say that was sent to me by someone who frequents those dodgy websites.
Oh, yeah, I could probably guess who it was. Yeah,
I'm not very technologically savvy,
Never mind.
But on that, I have a few quid, and we'll talk off air about hedge funds and
yeah, I know, man. Yeah.
No, great. That's great. I do believe as well that Ronan Finn wants to start a fish farm. So if you're looking for investment opportunities, Pico's going to go down the road of a restaurant, I believe. You cooking and all that.
I saw some of his videos.
I tell you, his face will be on the bottle of a bottle of sauce in Tesco's soon.
You can see it. You can see it. Yeah.
I have to say, it was a great interview. I loved that. And you're happy with it yourself. Terrific.
Fair play to you.
I put you, and this is speaking very highly. I put you in the top 3 Terrys that I've ever met.
Terry Everson,
Terry Wogan,
Wogan,
and I'm first fond of a Terry's chocolate orange. So it's I put it in there. I won't say which one it is. But it's definitely top 3. But listen, thanks very much. I really appreciate that. It's a genuine pleasure to meet you, even it was virtually. But nonetheless, thanks very much, and I hope you had a good time. Is there anything you'd like to say to anybody? Or?
No, I appreciate it. I enjoyed it. It was
great stuff.
We'll see you out in Tallaght soon, hopefully.
Hopefully, we share the point in the old suite, huh?
Yes. That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah. Back to.
We'll talk more about
envelopes, brown envelopes. That's how I was
thinking of going white because everybody suspects that the brown.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever you want yourself. Yeah.
Great. The checks are rubber anyway, so that doesn't matter. Listen, Terry, it's been a pleasure.
All right.
God bless you. Look after yourself.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.